everybody, and welcome to the Birmingham Bar Association's annual meeting of our members. Thank you all very much for joining us today. I'd like to now officially call this meeting to order. As you know, we've made some changes to our annual meeting format over the last couple of years. The biggest change has been bringing the meeting from the Jefferson County Courthouse here to the Birmingham Bar Center, the home of all of our members, regardless of your practice area or practice type. We've also modified our agenda items to focus on the most pertinent business of the association and the recognition of the winners of some of our most significant awards. Well, here we are yet again with another change thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm disappointed that we're not able to gather for an in-person meeting as our members have for so many years, but I'm happy to welcome you all to the first ever virtual annual meeting of the Birmingham Bar. For those of you planners out there, I promise you that we'll be mindful of your time today and should finish up in about an hour. As you know, my theme for the Birmingham Bar year has been, "Our vision is value for you." I believe that we as an association must remain member-centered, constantly working to plan events and provide member benefits and opportunities that all of our members find to be valuable. That, of course, became more difficult in 2020, a year that I think we can all agree didn't turn out as we'd hoped or expected. However, I am so proud of the grit and determination and unwavering commitment to client service that all of you, our members, showed this year in the toughest of times. I'm proud of the Birmingham Bar year that we'll be celebrating today, and I hope that you all feel the same way. Your Birmingham Bar leadership, from officers to executive committee members to section chairs to committee heads, all worked very hard this year to deliver value to you and to help you in your professional and even personal lives in every way possible as you face the challenges of 2020. You'll also hear reports today from a number of our affiliated organizations, including the Birmingham Bar Foundation, Volunteer Lawyers Birmingham, and the Legal Aid Society of Birmingham. These organizations have also risen to the occasion this year and have remained committed to their missions even in the face of difficulty. We'll of course hear the election results near the end of the meeting and learn who our new officers and executive committee members will be in 2021. The nominating committee gave us an unbelievably strong group of candidates to consider this year. The Birmingham Bar will certainly be in good shape no matter how the results turn out. Before we get going, I do want to take a moment to encourage all of you to participate in the Magic City Bar's social distancing CLE series that's taking place throughout the day today. Some of you may have already joined in for programming earlier in the day. These programs have been really outstanding. And while I'm on the topic of the Magic City Bar, I want to congratulate my good friend Chris Burrell on an outstanding year of leadership and service to the members of the Magic City Bar. Chris and his team have done a phenomenal job of bringing timely programming to the Magic City Bar members and advancing critically important issues like racial justice and voting rights. I'm so glad that the Birmingham Bar and the Magic City Bar have been able to partner up on so many events and efforts this year, and I certainly hope this will continue for many years to come. If you're not already a member of the Magic City Bar, I encourage you to join. There is great value in belonging to both of our organizations. Before we proceed with our meeting, I'd like for us to take a moment to reflect, just to take a breath. Despite the challenges that we've all faced this year, many of which we continue to face, I hope that we can all reflect on our many blessings and how fortunate we are to be a part of this outstanding profession. Thank you. And again, thank you for joining us today, and thank you for your membership in the Birmingham Bar. I hope that you enjoyed today's meeting, our very first virtual annual meeting.
Good afternoon. My name is Bob Methvin, and I'm the 145th President of the Alabama State Bar. It is my honor to welcome you here today on behalf of the Alabama State Bar. This year has been unprecedented in so many different ways. but we at the State Bar have been able to improvise and adapt to all the changes that have been thrown our way. Before I discuss my initiatives for this year, I want to give you a brief update on what's going on at the State Bar. First, we have a platform set up called ProLearn so that Alabama lawyers can get all of their required CLE for free this year. There are currently 23 hours of free CLE on our platform, which includes 3 hours of ethics. So far, over 4,000 courses have been completed, and there are another 2,400 courses in progress. As you may already know, the MCLE Commission waived the rule that required some of the hours to come from in-person CLEs. Therefore, you can get all of your 12 hours of CLE for free on this platform. All you need to do is go to alabar.org and search for ProLearn. We've also created the Lawyers Render Service, Inc. Foundation, which is set up to help lawyers who have medical crises or other life-altering events. Our Alabama Lawyers Care Task Force is selling Alabama State Bar license plates to raise money for that foundation. You can look for more information about that in the coming weeks. And finally, we will soon begin our search for a new executive director. As you may know, our executive director, Philip McCallum, tendered his resignation on October 23rd of this year. Philip was a great ambassador for our State Bar Association and also a great face of our association. Philip certainly left the State Bar in a much better place than he found it, and we all wish him well as he returns to private practice. When Philip resigned, our management team was activated. The management team is chaired by our General Counsel, Roman Shaw, and members include Melissa Warnke, our Communications Director, our Director of Finance, Miranda Hall, and also our Assistant Executive Director, Justin Aday. Our outstanding management team will make sure that bar operations and service to our members will remain consistent during this time of transition. Next, I'd like to tell you about our 3 main initiatives at the State Bar. The first is called Unity and Diversity. My goal is for us at the State Bar to engage, to listen, to learn, and to grow together. One of the first things I did when I took office was to appoint a 3-person council on unity and diversity. This council consists of Cassandra Adams from right here in Birmingham, Hillary Armstrong from Montgomery, and Ricardo Woods from Mobile. This Presidential Council is working with our Diversity and Inclusion Task Force to provide a Unity Matters CLE series. So far, we've already done 2 programs this year, and we have 2 more scheduled for next year. Our second initiative is called Helping Lawyers Adapt to a New Norm. One of the things we did when I first took office was we put together a COVID-19 bench and bar task force. This task force was made up of Supreme Court justices, trial judges, and practicing lawyers. The 3 co-chairs are Judge Jim Huey from right here in Birmingham, Melody Egan, also from Birmingham, and our past president, Christy Crow. This task force worked together to put together protocols and best practices so that we could get juries safely back in the box when we started on September 14th of this year. This task force continues to evaluate the best ways to keep juries, our court personnel, and attorneys safe while we move forward with jury trials. The third initiative is what I call Lawyer Public Relations, which essentially is improving the image of lawyers. We are showcasing the great work Alabama lawyers do on a daily basis. On this year's license renewal form, we asked lawyers to estimate their pro bono hours in 2019. Of the approximate 18,000 form submissions so far, approximately 3,500 members reported a total of over 167,000 pro bono hours. Conservatively, that's over $30 million in time that lawyers donated in 2019. But I think the real number is substantially higher because only 20% of lawyers responded to that question. I also want to let you know about our current pro bono efforts. First is our anti-human trafficking task force called Lawyer Voices for Survivors. This task force is chaired by Birmingham attorneys LaBella McCallum and Rachel Larry. Most people do not realize that we have a huge human trafficking problem in the state of Alabama. We at the State Bar will do our part to educate the public, but also to provide free legal services to survivors of human trafficking. In the past few months, our volunteer lawyer program, in conjunction with our Young Lawyers section, has set up legal clinics in South Alabama to provide free legal services to victims of Hurricane Sally and Hurricane Zeta. In closing, I would like to say this. Please remember that the Alabama State Bar Association is your bar association. I want to hear from you on things that we're doing right, things that we're doing wrong, or on any ideas you have that we can improve service to our members. My email address is rgm@mtattorneys.com, or you can call me here in Birmingham at 939-3006. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today, and I hope that all of you have a great holiday season. Thank you so much for having me.
Hello, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to announce the Birmingham Bar Association Lifetime Achievement Award for 2020. My name is Wendy Crew, and I'm a longtime member of the Birmingham Bar Association. This year, I had the pleasure of chairing the Lifetime Achievement Award Committee. The criteria for this award are service to the Birmingham Bar, service to the community, the state, and the nation, as well as superior performance as an attorney. This year, our committee met virtually and reviewed the nominations that we have. And though many are meeting this criteria, I believe we made the right choice for 2020.
I am Bill Rose, a longtime member of the Birmingham Bar and retiring from Butler Snow. And my role here today is very limited. I am to introduce our presenter, and I am very proud to be able to do that. He's my friend Doug Jones, and he has graciously agreed to come join us. Doug, as you know, was the U.S. Attorney for our Northern District of Alabama, and is now United States Senator. I've known Doug for a good while. As a matter of fact, I sneaked up from my law office to watch him prosecute Thomas Blanton and Bobby Frank Cherry, each of those trials, after I had sneaked up years before to watch Bill Baxley, another Birmingham Bar native son, prosecute Brother Chambliss. And I read Doug's book this summer. It was quite good. I recommend it to you. But that's a shameless plug for the book, Doug. So without any further ado, Doug, I'm proud to have you here. I very much appreciate you coming to join us to make this presentation of our Lifetime Achievement Award.
Hey folks, it is my honor to be with you today for the 2020 Birmingham Bar meeting, but it's especially an honor to be here with you today to present my friend, Judge Carol Privet, with the Birmingham Bar Association Lifetime Achievement Award. I cannot think of anyone more deserving of this award than Carol. She and I have known each other for 40 years when she was an assistant U.S. attorney and I came in from Washington, D.C. As an assistant as well. And we became fast friends. And over the years, she has done so much for this judicial community, for the legal community, for the community at large in Alabama. I won't go through all of the things that Carol done. You're going to see all that. You're going to hear all about that. Let me just say this. Everywhere she's gone, she's done it with professionalism. She's done it with dignity. This lady cares about people. That was the making of a good prosecutor and assistant U.S. attorney. It was the making of a good supervisor when I became the U.S. attorney some 20-something years ago now. Oh my Lord, that's been a long time.
It has been.
But also an amazing judge. One here in Jefferson County who cared about people, who gave everybody a fair shake. That's been the hallmark of Carol's career, giving everyone an equal opportunity to the courts and to access to justice. A lot of you don't realize sometimes that, because I get all the credit for the church bombing cases, but it was Carol Privet as the acting U.S. attorney for about 2.5, 3 years. She was the U.S. attorney. She's the one that opened that case. She's the one that got Janet Reno to authorize the funds to be spent to investigate that case. She's the one that really put the wheels in motion along with Rob Langford at the FBI. We owe her an incredible amount of gratitude for that selfless act alone, much less the amazing career that she has enjoyed over the years. So Carol, it is indeed an honor to present you with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Birmingham Bar.
It is an incredible honor to receive this, and particularly to receive it from my friend Doug. We do go back way too long, and we know way too much about each other that I will not repeat. I love the Birmingham Bar. I've been active in it since I was a young lawyer, and I came to Birmingham in the early 70s, and we won't talk about how much longer ago that was. I have been, I guess, propped up in so many ways by the friendships that I have made through the Birmingham Bar Association and the Birmingham Bar Foundation. And this really, it means so much that I'm going to start crying in a minute, so therefore I'm going to be quiet and just say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity to introduce the winner of the 2020 Birmingham Bar Association L. Burton Barnes III Public Service Award. My name is Abby Van Alstyne. I've been a member of the Birmingham Bar Association for 23 years and was honored to receive the Burton Barnes Public Service Award in 2018. This past year, I served on the Bar's committee to select a winner for this prestigious award. Each year, the committee receives nominees for the Burton Barnes Public Service Award and identifies a proposed recipient who we recommend to the executive committee. The executive committee then holds a vote to select the recipient. The criteria for the Burton Barnes Public Service Award are, first, being a member of the Birmingham Bar Association, showing exemplary service to the public through participation in charitable service and community organizations and causes. Third, dedication and sacrifice of time and effort for the betterment of others. Fourth, service to the community. And fifth, strong reputation in the community for upholding the highest standards of honesty and integrity. Russia, would you like to formally introduce Mr. Lanning?
Thank you, Abby. My name is Russia Smith. I've been a member of the Birmingham Bar Association for 26 years and am the current executive director of the Freshwater Land Trust. We made a decision as an organization that we felt extremely strongly about Jerry Lanning's public service to our community, and so the Freshwater Land Trust nominated him for the L. Burton Barnes III Public Service Award, and we feel very strongly that this deserving recipient meets all of the criteria that Abby mentioned. First, he's a member of the Birmingham Bar and has been for 51 years. He's been involved with Freshwater Land Trust work since our inception in 1996. He's provided pro bono legal support on numerous complicated real estate transactions, as well as nonprofit governance and operations. Through his legal guidance, our land trust has conserved over 11,000 acres in our state, and we've been involved in the creation of Red Mountain Park, the Red Rock Trail System, and the Turkey Creek Nature Preserve, and many other natural areas that Alabamians enjoy today. In fact, Jerry Lanning has donated over $1 million worth of free legal service to the Freshwater Land Trust. He has orchestrated all of these very challenging land transactions and other legal work behind the scenes entirely selflessly and without seeking any attention or recognition for himself. In addition, he has donated property to the Freshwater Land Trust, as well as consistently making financial donations throughout his 24 years of service. This year's recipient of the Burton Barnes Public Service Award has truly worked tirelessly for the citizens of Alabama. Everyone who visits a site that has been preserved by the Freshwater Land Trust has this person to thank. And so we are beyond thrilled that this year's award goes to Jerry Lanning, and we are so grateful that he has been such an integral part of our organization.
Thank you very much, Mike. But Abby, the credit for this award is a tribute to the Land Trust as an organization and the people that you see on the screen here and their predecessors. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time back in 1996, and to see it grow and flourish into the multifaceted and organization that it has become, with the just marvelous, dedicated people that have been involved throughout. I think it has the sort of mission that attracts the very, the best folks around, and I'm very appreciative of having had the opportunity to be along for the ride. So thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Hope Marshall, and I am a partner at the law firm of White, Arnold & Dow, as well as a member of the Birmingham Bar's Executive Committee. I have been a member of the Birmingham Bar for almost 14 years. As a dedicated member of the Bar, I am grateful for this opportunity to recognize and to congratulate the members of the Birmingham Bar who have been devoted members for 50 years. Please join me in thanking these members for their commitment to the Birmingham Bar. Douglas T. Arundel, Walter M. Bill Jr., Alva C. Kane, Judith S. Crittenton, James F. Huey Jr., John Russell Martin, Joseph W. Matthews Jr., B. G. Menitzman Jr., William F. Pross Jr., John S. Somerset, Donald B. Sweeney Jr., and William C. Wood Jr. We are grateful for the service that these members have given to the bar and the legal community for the last 50 years. Thank you for joining this year's annual meeting. I hope all of you that are watching will continue to be Birmingham Bar members for 50 years and beyond. Thank you.
Hello, my name is DG Pantazis, and I'm a member at Wiggins Childs Pantazis Fisher and Goldfarb, and also a member of the Birmingham Bar Association Executive Committee. I've been a member of the Birmingham Bar Association for the past 10 years. As a dedicated member of the bar, I'm grateful for this opportunity to recognize the members of the Birmingham Bar Association who passed away in 2020. We're saddened to lose so many esteemed members of our community. As many of you know, the Executive Committee commemorates each member who passes with a memorial resolution that recognizes their accomplishments and honors their memories. Each resolution is signed by the President of the Birmingham Bar, and we provide these tributes to the members' families. Please join me in remembering and honoring the Birmingham Bar Association members who said goodbye to us this year. John Quincy Adams, Lewis Hart Anders Jr., Harold I. Apolinski, Beverly Poole Baker, Skylar Allen Baker Jr., the Honorable Joseph L. Buacker, Robert Henry Bowron Jr., Sarah Dominic Clark, David M. Fleming, Joseph Graham Gamble Jr., Harlan Hobart Grooms Jr., David Earl Hamp Jr., Calvin Marvin Howard, Daniel T. Ted Hull Jr., Wilbur Edward Lewis, Jerry O. Laurent, Donald Kieran McGowan, Cloud McCain Mac Munkus, Robert Gordon Pate, Martha Jane Patton, William S. Brother Pritchard Jr., Aubrey Allen Ramsey, Lee H. Stewart, William J. Sullivan, the Honorable Gerald S. Topazzi, Alexander Stephen Williams III, Leslie Stephen Wright Jr. We are grateful for the service of these members that gave to the bar and to the entire legal community. We miss them and we pray for the comfort of their family and friends.
Hello, I'm Allison Skinner, and I'm Secretary-Treasurer of the Birmingham Bar. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve in this position this year. Well, it was 2020, and we had to do some things a little differently. We did have to make some financial adjustments and be a little flexible this year. But overall, the bar is financially healthy. We had year over year a continued decline in our income, primarily from a loss of membership. We want to encourage you, if you did not renew your membership in 2020, please do so in 2021. We want you back. Speaking of benefits, we were able to provide over 25 free virtual CLEs to our membership. We had great participation and positive feedback, but because we offered those for free, we did have a loss of income. Another great benefit we have here at the bar is our bar center. We have a number of conference rooms that are oversized and allowed for social distancing. So we gained rental income, and we'd like to continue doing that in 2021. From an expense perspective, although we have a great bar center, it does cost some to maintain, and we try to be good stewards of the building and manage those costs, but they do impact our bottom line. But overall, again, we are financially healthy, but we could always use new members. So I hope you will encourage those lawyers that you know to join the Birmingham Bar in 2021. Now it's time to read the audited financial statements from 2019 and the income statement from 2020. But I'd like to make a motion that we waive the reading, and I'm going to assume virtually that that motion's unopposed. But if you do have any questions or objections, please contact Jennifer Bittner at the bar. And lastly, we have the 2019 meeting minutes to be approved. But this year, the Executive Committee on November 20th approved those minutes. If you have any exceptions to the minutes, please contact the bar. And with that, I have nothing further to report as Secretary-Treasurer. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Buddy Cox, and I'm the 2020 President of the Birmingham Bar Foundation. It has been my pleasure to serve the Birmingham Bar Foundation and the members of the Bar Association during 2020, even though this year is not like anything any of us expected. It's my hope that you've been able to stay safe and healthy during this pandemic, and that each of you have been able to adapt your practices to the challenges that have been presented. The mission of the Birmingham Bar Foundation is to encourage the philanthropic and educational efforts of the Birmingham Bar Association for the betterment of our community and the promotion of justice. In other words, the foundation is the philanthropic arm of the Birmingham Bar Association, and therefore its work is important to the bar, the Birmingham legal community, and the public in general. Despite the pandemic, the foundation's work has continued and will continue in the future because we understand the importance of our mission. Here's an overview of what we've been able to accomplish this year. In February, we inducted the 9th class of Birmingham Bar Fellows. The Fellows are dedicated members of the Bar Association who are accomplished in their fields of law and leaders in the legal profession. Fellows are uncompromising in their adherence to ethical standards and are dedicated to professionalism and civility and strive to achieve optimal results for their clients. The Fellows are a prestigious group of attorneys who enhance our profession. Over the summer, the Birmingham Bar Foundation worked with presiding judge Elizabeth French to update the handbooks that jurors receive when they report to jury duty. The handbooks welcome the jurors, thank them for their service, and provide useful information about serving on a jury. Also during the summer, we awarded 4 grants to local projects that are providing civics education or are otherwise engaged in legal-related activities. Vulcan Park and Museum, Upward Bound Academy, You Serve, and Read Woke Birmingham book clubs were all awarded grants by the Birmingham Bar Foundation. We are proud to partner with each of these organizations and look for additional opportunities to work with them in the future. The Foundation's Resolve to Solve program was provided to students in the Upward Bound program over the summer. Resolve to Solve is a conflict resolution program that teaches skills to junior high and high school age students so they can learn how to avoid conflict or resolve conflict quickly and without escalating situations. In October, we hosted a virtual fundraiser to benefit the mission and work of the Foundation. It was a virtual mixology event where we had 2 expert mixologists teach us how to make 3 exceptional cocktails. Although it was conducted online and we were only able to see each other's Zoom boxes, it was nice to be able to connect with each other, even if only done virtually. In 2021, we were planning to provide some of the programs and host some of the events that become hallmarks of the Foundation. We look forward to seeing you in person soon at such events as Bocce Ball and a summer fundraiser. Please stay safe and have a wonderful holiday season. And again, thank you for your support of the Birmingham Bar Foundation.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Patrick Darby, President of the Board for Volunteer Lawyers Birmingham. I'd like to thank Andrew Nix, Lanier Brown, Jennifer Bittner, the BBA Executive Committee, and the Bar Association for including the VLB on the agenda today. Volunteer Lawyers Birmingham provides free civil and domestic legal assistance to the low-income community. We deliver these services through our weekly help desks, where qualified clients are able to meet with a volunteer lawyer to discuss legal issues. Volunteer lawyers help the clients by providing legal advice, assisting clients with forms, and even representing clients in the courtroom. We currently have over 500 volunteers with our organization, and they come from all areas, small and solo firms, large firms, and private corporations. These lawyer volunteers are vital to helping us carry out our mission. Volunteer Lawyers Birmingham currently has a staff of 10 full-time employees. These employees train and support volunteers and work with partner agencies to provide legal services to clients. We began 2020 building upon the work that we've done in years past, and we continue to provide legal assistance through our help desks at courthouses and partner agencies. These include the civil, domestic relations, veterans, homeless, and bankruptcy help desks. Additionally, volunteers represent clients at special court dockets that include Turning Point for our homeless clients and a domestic relations docket. In February, VLB participated in Project Homeless Connect. Project Homeless Connect is an annual event where homeless citizens can receive a variety of services such as medical and housing assistance. VLB provides legal assistance at Project Homeless Connect. This year, 40 volunteer lawyers provided assistance to nearly 200 homeless clients. VLB also provides training for law firms, bar sections, and solo attorneys, as well as provides ongoing support throughout a volunteer's service. VLB has increased efforts to recruit volunteers outside of law firms, creating partnerships with corporations like Encompass Health and Protective. These in-house lawyers bolster our volunteer roster and strengthen the legal community's pro bono efforts. In March, when faced with the pandemic and shutdowns, VLB transitioned and began providing virtual legal services to its clients. Lawyers continued to volunteer with the program, but met with clients over the phone and video instead of in person. Volunteers also represented clients at virtual hearings. VLB never once canceled a help desk or cut off services during the pandemic and continues to provide service to clients in need. In addition, VLB developed a new client appointment schedule to help clients that were struggling to balance work and childcare with school closings. As the pandemic continued, it became apparent that safer at home did not apply to many of our clients. Issues like domestic violence and unsafe living conditions were magnified as people spent more time at home. As people began losing work and pay, evictions and predatory lending also increased, and VLB adapted to the changes, learning the new guidelines and training volunteers so that they could continue to provide legal assistance. VLB has assisted over 2,200 clients so far this year, thanks to the help of our lawyer volunteers. These volunteers have been flexible and have adapted along with the organization to work with an ever-changing legal landscape. We were also fortunate this year to hire Graham Hewitt as the VLB's executive director. Graham has a long history of service to the VLB and did a masterful job leading the organization as interim director through troubled times. A search committee that included Russ Allison, Heather Fan, Bob McKenzie, Ken Perry, and Chris Yielding conducted a nationwide search with the assistance of a headhunter that produced numerous excellent candidates, and Graham was the best. As we move forward, we will continue to modify services so that we can deliver effective services safely to our community. We will focus on areas where we have seen increased needs due to the pandemic. VLB is also developing specialty clinics to enhance services provided and help to meet the increasing legal needs of the low-income community. Next year, we'll present additional challenges. The CDC's eviction moratorium is set to expire on January 1st. Hundreds of local families will be in danger of losing their homes. The VLB has been awarded a major grant from Wells Fargo to help clients facing eviction, but these families will still need the help of lawyers. They will need your help. Please reach out to us for ways that you can support our organization. We look forward to our continued work with the legal community and the Birmingham Bar Association to provide legal assistance to those in need. Remember that pro bono work, including financial support of organizations like VLB, is not charitable work, but a professional obligation of all lawyers. VLB is a nonprofit and contributions are tax deductible, but it does not provide charity. It provides legal representation to clients just like those of a regular law firm. The only difference is that it doesn't charge its clients a fee. VLB is also a referral source to lawyers, providing pro bono clients to lawyers who need them. VLB needs your support, your time, and your money. Please contact us today to learn how you can take advantage of VLB resources and serve clients in need. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashley Scarpetta. I am the current board president for the Board of Trustees for the Legal Aid Society of Birmingham. For those of you who do not know, the Legal Aid Society of Birmingham provides court-appointed services throughout various courts in Birmingham and throughout the state. We are happy to report that the Legal Aid Society has had a successful year despite the challenges that this pandemic has brought us. Our attorneys and staff have navigated through this pandemic with ease. Our attorneys have put their lives on the line every day to represent their clients in the courtroom. We could not be more proud of them for that. We are excited to announce the launch of Legal Aid's new website. With the help of Reagan Loper, our consultant, we were able to design a refreshed website for the Legal Aid Society of Birmingham that allows the capability to donate to legal aid online. Please look for more information about our new website in the next Birmingham Bar Bulletin. We are also excited to announce that we are continuing to undergo an ambitious technology revamp in light of the pandemic that is going to aid our attorneys and staff during the pandemic and after the pandemic. I'm also excited to announce the incoming executive committee for the Legal Aid Society in 2021. Charles Fry is going to serve as our board president. Kevin Butler is going to remain the board's vice president, and Greg Ritchie is going to serve as the board's secretary-treasurer. The Legal Aid Society is going to continue to thrive under their leadership. Last, I'm excited to announce this year's recipient of the Susan Bevel Livingston Award. The Livingston Award was established in 2014 to honor the life of Susan Bevel Livingston. At the time she passed, she served as vice chair to the Board of Trustees for the Legal Aid Society. Recipients of this award are considered to be supporters of legal aid and its mission. Past recipients include William Clark in 2015, Lisa Borden in 2016, the Honorable Sandra Storm in 2017, the Honorable Raymond Chambliss in 2018, and Joyce Vance in 2019. This year's recipient does not fall short of Susan's legacy. He served on the Legal Aid Board of Trustees from 2012 to 2018. In 2015 and 2016, he served as the board's president. He continues to support the Legal Aid Society on a monthly basis, and he represents the Alabama legal community very well. I'm excited to award this year's Susan Bevel Livingston Award to Nick Gady of Bainbridge, Memphis. On behalf of the Legal Aid Society, we wish you and your families a happy holiday season, and we hope to see you in person very soon.
Hello, I am Lanier Brown, President-elect of the Birmingham Bar Association. Welcome to everyone to the live portion of the hopefully first and last virtual annual meeting of the Birmingham Bar Association. At this time, I would like to recognize my friend and the 2020 President of the Birmingham Bar Association, Andrew Nix. Andrew, I know when you were running for president-elect in 2018, you were hoping to win because you wanted your year as president to be filled with large social gatherings of our members with libation in the Nugent Courtyard and at other venues, coffee with the judges, section and committee events, the summer picnic, the holiday party, both hosted by the hardworking, talented entertainment committee, the Bar Foundation's Rock the Bar Party, where I once won the grand prize, a wheelbarrow full of liquor, and the Pro Hops Vino fundraiser for the VLB. All of these events allow our members to experience the true spirit of the bar, which is development of collegiality, when we get together outside of the courtrooms, conference rooms, and boardrooms, and spend some social time with each other as lawyer colleagues and friends rather than adversaries. Well, 2020 didn't turn out that way for you. Thanks, it was not normal by any stretch of the imagination, but you did a tremendous job in guiding us through the unprecedented circumstances of the global pandemic of 2020. You've maintained a strong focus on ensuring that the association lived up to its commitment to provide value to its members. A good leader can guide an organization to success under normal conditions, but an exceptional leader is one who does not falter in extraordinarily difficult and stressful conditions. You were an exceptional leader this year, and I commend you and thank you for your leadership. Because of you and your leadership, our organization continued to serve our members and be a meaningful part of their professional lives. Through programs and virtual events, you found a way to continue to connect with past Birmingham Bar members and new Birmingham Bar members. Some of the highlights of the year included the membership forum, which was the last large in-person gathering most of us would attend this year, offering dozens of free virtual CLEs, to provide value and connectivity to members, partnering with the Magic City Bar Association on several programs involving sports, civil rights, voting rights, and criminal justice reform, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the passage of the 19th Amendment and women's suffrage, and socially distanced events like the walks to see the Black Lives Matter art installation, which I attended with my wife and daughters, and voting drives, ensuring programs to serve bar members practicing in all fields of law and in all practice settings, whether it be government, private practice, or corporate practice. A continued focus on lawyer wellness, which was particularly important in the strange days of 2020, and writing powerful messages of support in the Birmingham Bar Bulletin. You've done a lot behind the scenes. We are extremely grateful for your dedication to leading the bar through the challenges of 2020 with your thoughtful leadership. Thank you for all you've done for our bar, both this year as president and throughout your legal career. You should be very proud that all you have accomplished as a leader in the bar, including being an inaugural member of the business law section and chair of that section, president of the young lawyers section a long time ago, a member of the bar's executive committee, and president of the Birmingham Bar Foundation, and president of Volunteer Lawyers of Birmingham. We look forward to your continued involvement in the bar in the years and decades to come till you get the 50 mark. And know that you will continue to be a great leader for us and help the bar move forward in significant and positive ways. Thank you.
Thank you, LB. I think you summed up the year pretty well. We could probably just stop there. And I've got a few nice things to say about YouTube, and I'm going to wait a few minutes for that and take about 10 minutes to remain the Birmingham Bar Association president and give some thoughts from me on the year. So as I stood at this podium a year ago and spoke to a room full of members of the Birmingham Bar about how honored I was to have been chosen to lead this great organization, about my plans and goals for the year, I would never in my wildest dreams have imagined what was to come, and I think most of you would agree. Would any of us have imagined that 1 year later we'd be months into a global health crisis and that we'd be here at this annual meeting with, I'm counting 5 people in the room, us socially distanced, of course, with everyone wearing masks except the person speaking, and the rest of you participating virtually? Had we ever even used Zoom? Did we know what Zoom was? Would we have imagined that 1 year later we'd be in the midst of one of the most significant movements for racial justice in decades? Would we have imagined the economic challenges that so many people, many in our own profession, are facing right now? Wouldn't we have cringed at the thought of the divisiveness that we now feel in our country as a result of the combination of these and other issues? Pivot. So I'd be willing to bet that since March of this past year, the word pivot or some variation thereof has been one of the words most frequently used as individuals and organizations have described their responses to the events of 2020. I know that I've used it over and over, often while speaking virtually with leadership and members of this association about how we were responding to the challenges of 2020 as they occurred. Someone once said a pivot is a change in strategy without a change in vision. As I reflect back on 2020, I think that this sums up perfectly how we responded to the challenges of the year in order to ensure that we did not change or waver from our vision of serving you, all of our members. As Lanier mentioned, we kicked off the year with the motto, "Our vision is value for you," to reflect my approach to the year. All of you, our members, have been the central focus of my year as president. My goal has been to continue to direct all of our attention on your needs and your expectations of how the BBA can support you in your professional and even your personal lives to ensure that the BBA is an organization that connects with all of our members and provides meaningful, tangible, and intangible membership benefits that keep our members involved throughout their careers. Although the year started off normally, as Lanier mentioned, we were able to offer a number of events to our members like Coffee with the Judges and the Membership Forum as we'd originally planned. Things quickly changed as the COVID pandemic hit mid-March. I'll be the first to admit that, like so many organizations, we were initially a bit paralyzed, unsure exactly about what the pandemic would mean, how long it would last, and what we could do to keep things moving. Although our vision never changed, we quickly realized that our strategy and method of delivering value to our members would have to change, perhaps indefinitely. The importance of affiliation with the BBA was only spotlighted as issues facing our members and our profession as a whole came to the forefront in connection with the COVID pandemic. We heard from so many of our members early on expressing needs and offering suggestions for how the BBA might be able to help them or help other members of our community. And we worked very hard to pursue each suggestion as an opportunity for the BBA to be a valuable resource. I could spend quite a bit of time talking about what I'll call our COVID pivot, but here's some highlights. As various shelter-in-place orders and ordinances were being discussed, the leadership of the BBA advocated strongly with state and local officials for the inclusion of legal services on the list of essential services in those orders and ordinances, which was an issue, as you'll all remember, of great concern to many of our members and the public at large early in the pandemic. The BBA partnered with Mayor Randall Woodfin's Be Ham Strong initiative to help small businesses in Birmingham by providing a number of services. We recruited attorneys from among our membership to conduct pro bono reviews of insurance policies of small businesses, and we matched our members with specific needs identified through this initiative and similar initiatives of community partners. We maintain constant communication with our members, updating them with the latest judicial orders, statewide directives, and other information, and consistent with our ongoing focus on attorney wellness, as Lanier mentioned, messages containing wellness resources that were timely and well received as folks dealt with the difficulties of the pandemic. We converted to an all virtual CLE and special event format and offered all of these programs for free to our members. I wish I had time to list all of the fantastic programs and their presenters. They were all so high caliber and participation was consistently strong. More on that in just a minute. Our sections and many of our committees remained active and worked hard to keep members engaged through various virtual programs and communications. This is really where the action happens within the BBA, even in a normal year, and this year was no exception. Although delivering value to our members remained a central theme of the year, we also pivoted a bit from that central theme in response to events of the year, and in some cases expanded our vision for the BBA where it felt important to do so. In the aftermath of the killings of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and other Black men and women, we recognized the critical importance of the BBA recommitting to the fight against racial injustice, racism, and discrimination, and declaring unequivocally our support of our Black members and the members of the Black community. I strongly believe that we as lawyers have an absolute obligation to be leaders in the fight against racial injustice now more than ever, and that we must lead not only through our words, but even more importantly through our actions. There's much work to be done, but I'm proud of the small steps that the BBA encouraged through events and initiatives this year. We empowered our diversity committee and our Birmingham Connection Committee to develop programs and resources to bring focus to issues of disparities in justice, racism, and discrimination, work that I hope will continue in the months and years to come. We convened our members, as Lanier mentioned, for fellowship through visits to the Black Lives Matter art installation at Railroad Park and partnered with the Magic City Bar on programming focused on voting rights and criminal justice reform. So let's talk about a few silver linings to an otherwise challenging year. The pandemic has affected each of us professionally and personally in many ways. Even so, our members have risen to the occasion, doubling down on our mission as lawyers to serve our clients. Over the past several months, I have witnessed countless members of the BBA tackle complicated new legal issues resulting from the pandemic on behalf of their clients, work tirelessly and often on a volunteer basis to assist those in our community who have been hit the hardest, and contribute time and effort to the adaptation of how we do our jobs every day, all the while dealing with their own challenges and uncertainty. We often see that tough times bring out the very best in people, and we have definitely seen that happen this year with the members of the BBA. BBA members have continued to find ways to spend time together and support each other, even with virtually as the only option. I mentioned a moment ago our pivot to virtual CLE and special event programming. While it's definitely been a bummer not to be able to gather in person, we've had some real virtual high points this year. It's been amazing to see our participation numbers go through the roof in many cases, and we've reached so many of our members who I don't believe we've been reaching in prior years through in-person program offerings. This is one of the results of the year that I'm most proud of and excited about. It's my hope that this reconnection will continue and that these members will keep showing up and taking part. On a related note, the reset of 2020, I believe, will only bring about greater interest in and enthusiasm about the BBA in future years. Once it's safe to gather in large groups again, and we feel comfortable doing so, we may see member engagement like we've never seen it before. That certainly would be my hope. That will enable us to continue developing, fostering, and cultivating the friendships and business networks that are the hallmarks of membership in the BBA. As I mentioned in my pre-recorded opening remarks, I'm very proud of our partnership this year with the Magic City Bar. And again, want to shout out to my friend Chris Burrell, who's had a fantastic year as president of the Magic City Bar and has had many significant accomplishments. Chris and his team have been a tremendous asset to that organization and the legal community at large and the entire city of Birmingham. It's been a tremendous honor, Chris, to serve as president of the BBA concurrent with your year as president of the Magic City Bar. 2020 brought the centennial of the passage of the 19th Amendment and women's suffrage. Lanier stole that one from me as well. Although so many of the events that a fantastic statewide committee had planned weren't able to take place, the BBA was fortunate to be able to host a number of outstanding panel discussions around the centennial and women's suffrage, and our members were among the first to be able to view Jenna Bedsoul's outstanding documentary, The Fight for the Noblest Democracy, which will be shown again immediately after our meeting today. Before I finish up, I want to say some thank yous to a number of folks who have supported me this year. To my family, I believe that Doug and my mom may be joining virtually today. Thank you both for your constant support and encouragement, and Doug, thank you for your tolerance of my overcommitted schedule. To my firm, Maynard, Cooper, and Gale, thank you for supporting me from day one in each and every bar and civic activity I've wanted to pursue. Our firm has a history of a commitment to bar service, and so many of my partners have guided and mentored me over the years and have been a big part of my continued involvement in and service to the bar. Mabeth, AJ, Tommy, Boots, and Lee, just to name a few. All of our BBA past presidents, thank you for paving the way and for your past and continued service to the BBA. Looks like I'll be joining your ranks in a few minutes. Our firm leaders, thank you for your engagement this year and for your partnership with the BBA. Your support is critical to the success of our organization. To our judges, thank you for your service and for your involvement in the BBA. I especially want to thank Presiding Judge Elizabeth French, who just exhibited outstanding leadership this year through the COVID pandemic. Judge French has done a phenomenal job of helping us get the court system back up and running safely, which was so critical to our members and to the clients that we serve. To our BBA leadership team, Charles, Allison, Lanier, all of our executive committee members, I wish I could name you all, section chairs and committee heads, Thank you for remaining committed to the cause and working hard through a very tough year for our members. You all embraced the pivot and made the year a success on so many fronts. Alyssa and Dana, thank you for all that you both do to keep the BBA running smoothly. We absolutely couldn't do it without you. And last but not least, to Jennifer, the most outstanding executive director and truly the glue that holds us all together. Thank you for your passion for this organization, your creativity, your determination, your consistent hard work, and your friendship. So just a few parting thoughts from me and I'll disappear. We have such a strong bar and membership in it is important. This is an organization that unites all of us as lawyers. No matter what law school we attended, the substantive area of law we practice in, whether we serve as outside counsel or in-house counsel, whether we prosecute or defend, whether we serve on the bench, whether we practice at all. My hope is that each of our members feels a strong connection to the bar and chooses to find a way to participate in it and benefit from it. We need that commitment from all of you to ensure our future success. I think it's important to remember that this bar association isn't the same that it was 50 years ago or before. We're now a much more dynamic and diverse group of lawyers who not only practice in all kinds of different areas, but who also have very different backgrounds, viewpoints, and opinions. This is a good thing, but it also makes it impossible to compare a decision of the bar many years ago to a decision of the bar today and suggest that the two should be the same. Our leadership must constantly keep our mission and goals at the foundation of all that we do, but we must be open to the challenge of applying that mission and those goals to an increasingly diverse membership. A final word on pivoting. Pivoting is not the end of the disruption process, but the beginning of the next leg of the journey. I'd suggest to you that all the pivots of 2020 shouldn't be the last time that we feel a need to change course in response to actual or perceived disruption or a shift in what our members want and need from us. Like any strong organization, we must always look for ways during each leg of our journey to stay relevant, ways to continue to add value for our members, and ways to continue to grow our membership. I do believe that even outside of the curveballs of 2020, we're facing challenging times as a local voluntary bar association. Law practice budgets are tight in organizations of all sizes, and lawyers have available to them countless opportunities to access many of the services that we've historically been the primary provider of. Law practices are changing the way that lawyers practice and where they practice, creating a feeling of disconnect between many lawyers in the local market. I believe that we're at a critical juncture. We must work now on ensuring that we're delivering what our current members want, adding value to their lives as lawyers, making them feel connected to our profession in a meaningful way because of their bar membership. I have every confidence that our future leadership will do just that. I'll leave you with this. Although the way that we practice and interact with each other locally on a day-to-day basis continues to change, what has not changed and will never change, in my opinion, is the importance of being connected, of being a part of this association together in the good times and most definitely in the challenging times. This connection, I think, is perhaps the most valuable thing that any of us can realize from our BBA membership. I look forward to continuing this connection with all of you for many years to come. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve the BBA this year. And now, for the moment I know many of you are logged in and waiting for, it's my pleasure to introduce John Durward, who is our election official to report on the results of the bar election.
Hello, my name is John Durward, and we had over the past week online voting and in-person voting this morning, and I would like to report the winners of the election. The president for the year 2021 will be Lanier Brown. President-elect is Allison O. Skinner. Secretary-Treasurer Marcus Maples. Executive Committee, place 1, Pooja Chawla. Place 2, Robert Bob E. Battle. Place 3, Rebecca Beers. Legal Aid Society, Brandon Prince and J. Thomas Ritchie. And the Bar Aid Trust Fund trustees, J. Mason Davis, Marta Sidner, and Greg Hawley. Thank you.
Thank you, John, for consistently serving in this role. I don't know that anyone else could ever do this. So thank you for overseeing the election process. Congratulations to everyone who was elected. We had a fantastic slate of candidates this year. We could not have gone wrong. I want to commend every one of you who agreed to run for your outstanding campaigning efforts under very difficult and unusual circumstances like we have not seen before. And appreciate each of you being an ambassador of the BBA. So now, LB, it's my honor and privilege to officially pass the gavel, which has been wrapped in a Clorox wipe, and wish you well as the 2021 president. I promised earlier I'd have something nice to say about you, so here you go. It's not hard. The BBA will be in great hands under your leadership. I think you are wise, reasonable, level-headed, calm, and a great consensus builder. And you're just a good dude and a lot of fun to be around. I've enjoyed getting to know you, and I'm lucky to consider you a friend. I will certainly remain involved in the bar and will be here to help however I can. So I will now hand it over to you. Maybe I'll take the Clorox wipe, and I hope everyone will join me in a virtual welcome and round of applause for our 2021 president of the Birmingham Bar Association, H. Lanier Brown II.
Thank you, Andrew. And thank you to the members of the Birmingham Bar for honoring me with this position. It is truly an honor to be elected by your peers and fellow members of the bar with this position of trust, and I will not let you down. It is also particularly an honor for me because I got my start in the legal profession at the lowest position possible in 1980 when my father, Houston Brown, Judge Agnes Chappelle, and Robin Burrow, herself a former president of the Birmingham Bar Association, formed the law firm of Brown, Chappelle, and Burrow. They drafted me, and as the custodian when I was in the 8th grade. So to paraphrase the cigarette commercial, I've come a long way, baby. I'd like to first congratulate all of the winners in the election. I look forward to working with each of you as we continue the work of the bar. Throughout my career, I've had the opportunity to work with many leaders of the bar in the legal community. I appreciate the importance of their legacy and the legacy of the bar, and commit to building on that together with all involved. Before I end this meeting today, I would like to make a few brief remarks about what can be expected in 2021. Unfortunately, 2021, like 2020, will begin with masks and social distancing, which will preclude us from having many of our traditional in-person events, parties that we all enjoy. However, the bar is still important to the practice of law and to the profession, and therefore the bar will remain committed to providing valuable services and connectivity to others in the profession. For example, we will continue to offer free virtual CLE programs to give our members an opportunity to learn and interact with other attorneys. That will be free to members, so be sure to renew your memberships in 2021. We are planning some virtual programs that will feature more prominent figures in the city, state, and national legal communities as soon as possible, as soon as we are able, and you all get your vaccines, we will resume in-person events, including coffee with the judges, in-person social events, and parties. We hope to host an event at some point to recognize and thank the judges who have kept the judicial system moving forward despite the obstacles presented by the pandemic. Our sections and committees will continue to offer unique programs and events. As Andrew said moments ago, that's really where a lot of the work and benefit to our membership comes from. The attorney wellness initiatives will continue to be a focus of the bar, especially since it seems to be needed more now than ever in the pandemic lifestyle. We will continue to offer member benefits such as the ability to join the lawyer referral service, the mentoring program, the career center, discount pricing on our brand new on-demand CLE platform, and publications that we send weekly and quarterly. During the pandemic, we are always looking for innovative ways to stay relevant and provide benefits to the membership. We've got many ideas about programs and events to provide value to you, and we look forward to your suggestions and input as well. Please renew your membership in 2021 and see what we have planned for you. Like Andrew, I would like to thank Jennifer and the staff here at the Birmingham Bar Association for all of the work they do and for all of the assistance that I anticipate they will have to provide me in the coming year. Because we are conducting this meeting virtually, I will assume that there is a motion, a second, and a vote to adjourn the 2020 annual membership meeting of the Birmingham Bar Association, and therefore we adjourned. I will add, Dad, I've got one of these too. As my first official act as president, I'd like for you to invite you to stay for a showing of Jenna Bedsoul's incredible documentary about women's suffrage in Alabama, entitled The Fight for the Noblest Democracy. This 25-minute film explores the history and future of women's struggle for the right to vote and reminds us all of how valuable our right to vote is. Not that the current state of affairs is not enough. Thank you to Jenna for her time and her creativity in writing, directing, and producing this excellent film. Thank you all for joining us today, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in person in the coming year.